Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for Kubera chapter 72, 73, maybe 74, it depends on how long they are. We'll see what goes down. Either way, just gonna start reading. I've been really enjoying Kubera and everything that's been going on. The comments are always super helpful about both not spoiling me but also giving me extra context, helping me through things I'm confused about, and helping me decide about things going further. And I really do think that after The Night It Rained Fire, after I finish reading that, I will take a week, maybe two, to post a review or two. Maybe I won't, because I know people have been telling me since I started reading, hey, some of these quote-unquote arcs, some of these titled sections get really long, so it might not be feasible to review them like that. So maybe 5 or so chapters per review, I don't know. But I think doing a couple reviews is just really helpful for me to help wrap my head around things, to just really get a good idea of Kubera, and that's something that I think is really important. After watching other reactors, seeing what people say about my reactions, I feel like I strike kind of a decent balance of reading through and making some progress. Like I said in the most recent ORV video, if I do at least one chapter, then I'm kind of happy enough with that. If I do one chapter, then at least I'm not falling further behind, even if I'm not catching up. So I will get a little bit in, even if I do one chapter, but I'm striking the balance of making progress, but also something that I like doing, that it seems like most people just keep saying that they really appreciate, is taking my time to try to understand this series as best I can. Taking my time to just really talk about it as I'm going through it. So I endeavor to kind of stick to that. And I think the reviews are helpful toward that end as well. But either way, I don't want to leave you on a super long intro. I'm actually going to keep this one short. Let's start reading chapter 72, or episode 72, The Night It Rained Fire. And we start off with, actually, really quick, just making sure you can see it on screen. Okay, you can. I wish I had a skill to blow up everything, but there aren't many skills I can use in the human realm. And we have these raining beams of light. I think this is one of the skills that's quite useful and pretty. It would have been more fun if there was some human passing by. What a shame. No, please stop. Oh yeah, then let me ask one more time. Do you know a human with the name Kubera? I don't. But I can find that person if you give me some time. Never mind. I didn't come here to negotiate. Just shut up and watch the fireworks. I should tell you this, just in case. You'd better not think of anything stupid like attacking me. You aren't strong enough to even put a scratch on me, and Shuras that are stronger than me are gathering as we speak. Okay, so even stronger than a king? We see these massive full Shura forms. Okay, all the ones that, yeah, they were transforming. So yeah, I can't wait to see some of these Shura forms. The Night It Rained Fire, Part 9. A Terra Magic Union Branch. We have this bustling. Oh my, it's so hectic. There's so many people. And something that somebody brought up in the comments, which is something that I thought last read through, was that when we learned that they escaped and didn't get detected by any of the Shura that we're watching, I just kind of thought, wow, Asha must have just teleported that far. And somebody in the comments brought up as well that, yeah, you just have to assume that the reason they didn't catch them is because Asha just teleported even further than any of the Shura thought to watch for. Oh my, it's so hectic. There's so many people. All the rooms are filled. Pack in as many as possible. It should be better for them to pack in like soybeans rather than staying outside. The closed space is completely down. If so, shouldn't you be at the temple right now? You aren't a triple fire attribute, but you're a triple wind and an A rank. What's wrong? Don't tell me you can't work a closed space and then clothesline. As the head of the Atera Magic Union, I have a duty to protect this place. Don't tell me to go anywhere. I think the rumors are true that she got her position thanks to her connections. Atera Public Magic Academy. And we have bustling there as well. We have Kaz and his friend, or brother, I think somebody said. This line isn't moving at all. I think the lab here's full. Let's try a different lab. No, let's wait here. I'm really interested to see how they will get wrapped into the story of Kubera. It's dangerous outside, Kaz. We don't know how long we'll have to wait. Come on, let's just wait. You gonna not listen to me and be stubborn again? And then we have this crashing behind him. And we see a massive winged serpent, Shura. All students, stay back, it's dangerous. Bhavati Asvins. And then Bhavati Chandra and the mages are fighting back. Bhavati Surya. Alright. We see them connect together to form this grid and then rain down a beam of light. Everyone, stay calm and get inside the lab. And when I finally remember what all the words mean all the time, because I did learn a lot of them, when I remember what they mean all the time and I can start piecing together what all these spells do, then I'm going to be like really analyzing this stuff. Everyone stay calm and get inside the lab. Go inside and tell the kids to make more room. Okay, everyone come this way. Hey, I think there's space now. They said to go in. Kaz, how the hell did you know this would happen? Know what? Never mind, let's get inside. How are things? Is it working? Not one bit. We hit it with a Bhavati Surya that was amplified by a Bhavati Chandra, but I don't think it's doing any damage to it. But at least it won't be able to move until our next attack, thanks to the Bhavati Surya. That means that our next attack will be crucial. Director, why don't we gather all the teachers and attack simultaneously? That would be a good idea if it were just that, Shura, but I'm certain more of them will show up. Still, it would be better to take at least one of them out now. On my signal, we'll all attack at once. And then we have lightning crackling. And we see another... Okay, so I guess they are like the serpent family, though, so all of them being serpentine makes sense. Wow, my gosh, what is that? I've never seen a Shura that big. I even saw the Garuda Shura that attacked last time, but this one's even bigger than that one. Even if help arrives, it's going to be hard to take it down. Didn't you say it was your duty as branch president to protect this place? Shouldn't you be going out in a situation like this and do something about, I need to protect this place, so why don't you? What? Is that building over there, the Magic Union? So this is the shabby city where the ragtag magicians are, huh? That doesn't look like much. Do all three of us really have to be here just for that? I'm more worried about Cloche. If you're that worried, you can head over to the Magic Academy, Hura. Ryagara, there's a chance that our target will use the confusion as a chance to escape. I think that half of us should take siege and keep an eye on the city from the outside. I already ordered them to do so. We don't need such a large number of us for a city like this anyway. Okay, since there's no chance... Okay, so maybe Cloche was the one that got hit by that was the winged serpent, and maybe the other serpent here is Clofe. And that's the two of them that are the serpents here, and then the red one, of course, being Griagara, and Hura being the insectoid. Sorry, I think I was at... We don't need such a large number of us. I think I was at... Okay, since there's no chance our target will escape, all we need to do is get rid of this Union branch and the Academy. The rest will be a piece of cake. Or we even need it. I'm sure the Upanis can handle this just fine. Hey, guys. And then they're all just splattered. Yeah, what the hell? Who's the bastard throwing leftovers? They're getting torn apart even more. Oh, and Kasak has arrived. That is a really cool panel. That is one of the coolest panels in all of Kubera thus far. To be continued. That felt really short. But it might have been because there was a lot of action going on, and there were a lot of like big panels to show us what's going on with the Shura. I really, I feel like it's one of those things. For those of you that have watched my Tower of God videos for years and years, I'm a big FUG guy. It's like all of the people in Tower of God have done some bad things. There's a lot of gray morality. Even our good guys have done some pretty messed up stuff. But I'm kind of an FUG fanboy. So I kind of feel like with Kubera, even though it seems like there are going to be good and bad humans, good and bad Shura, good and bad gods, it seems like there's going to be a lot of shades of gray as well. Characters that we like that have done bad things, but we have to just sort of live with that if we like them. I think there's going to be a lot of that in Kubera, but I can see myself kind of being a bit of a Shura fanboy. I think they're really, really, really cool, and I also really feel for their stories, given that, again, compared to the humans, or especially the gods, it really just feels like the Shuras very often get the short end of the stick. They very often get treated pretty rough by nature itself. So I find myself really liking them, and I feel like that's going to be a running theme. But either way, let's read another chapter for now. Sorry, when I'm reading, I just feel like my posture's horrible. I am so, like, hunched over toward the camera, like, toward the monitor when I'm recording. I feel like my posture's terrible. I don't even know what it would look like to have decent posture. And I was thinking it, before recording Tower of God yesterday, my camera has always made me... I'm thinking about getting a new one soon, but I've used this one for, like, 3-4 years. It always makes me look really flat. I just feel like I can do this so you can like see depth. I guess my chin is the best thing I can use for that. Or like even like my face. It looks like my face is just really, really flat in my camera. But it's like, it looks like I could do that. And like my hands just, I don't know. It's so odd to me. I just feel like everything, even it feels like there's like, I mean, my room is very small, to be fair, but it feels like there's like no space behind me either. Everything just feels really tight and small and flat on screen. I don't really get it. But either way, I guess I'm not very intelligent when it comes to cameras and the like. But either way, sorry, I just hit record. I didn't know I was recording yet, and I was just like sitting here staring at myself. Sitting here staring at myself like things look weird. But yeah, because the way I do it, if you wonder why there's always a jump cut between each chapter, after every chapter I save my recording just in case, just to like be safe. That way if something were to happen, I don't lose that previous chapter's recording, and it helps me when I'm editing. I can use that break to like make the stuff. If you notice at the bottom of the video, I always leave timestamps to each individual chapter. It helps me to like timestamp everything as well. But either way, I'm giving you a long intro in the middle of the video. It's sneaking in there. Either way, let's continue reading into episode 73. We're seeing Agwan on Kasak's back, I'm assuming? What happened? I remember us going into that weird tunnel into the nether, but what happened after that? My hat is gone. Not the hat. Dad, have you seen my hat? And then, whoosh. Huh? And then all of the explosions from the attack. Chapter 73. The Night It Rained Fire 10. What the hell's going on? And she notices that they're surrounded by all of these pretty large, high-ranking Shura. Who the hell is that? He looks strong, but he couldn't dodge any of our attacks. I think he chose not to dodge. I attacked to test his skills, but he also got hit in order to test mine. Pooh-ha-ha, what an idiot. He just allowed himself to get hit by all of Ryagata's transcendental skills. I don't know who he is, but he must be half burnt to ashes by now. He needs to learn how to choose his opponents. I really do like Hura. No, he's strong enough to do so. What? It was one of my weaker transcendental skills, but even that attack was enough to damage Marana. But it did not damage that guy at all. That means he's a dragon half who's at least 100 years old. Alright, except for a few things, his strength should be on the same level of a 5th stage Rakshasa. What? The same level as a 5th stage Rakshasa? We're screwed. How are we supposed to beat that thing? No one ever said anything about something like that being here. Who said Atera was a joke? He's an enemy we didn't expect. But he's a half, which means he'll have a disadvantage when it comes to vigor. Even if his abilities match those of a 5th stage Rakshasa, we'll have the advantage as time goes on. And then, what are those things? They don't seem like low-level Shuras. Could they be? I think they're Rakshasa, of around the 4th stage. What? I did receive a message saying there were Shuras gathered here, but Rakshasa? What in the world is going on? Whatever's going on. They're trying to destroy the city, so they need to be killed. What? But how are you going to take care of them within the city? There will be too much destruction with just the use of even one transcendental skill. We can't do anything right now. If we worry about the city. And he leaps up into the air. This is so cool. I forget who it was. I think it was in Discord, people were talking and saying that Yuta was a character they really enjoyed. It might have been Pate and Lachi. I don't remember Laki. I always read it as Laki in my head, but it might be Lachi. I think it might have been them, and they were saying, oh, like, Yuta's quickly one of my favorites. And I'm thinking Kasak is maybe quickly one of my favorites. He's a really intriguing character when it comes to his relationship with Agwen, the things that happened in the past, the age stuff because of the way that different people age within Kubera. The design is just so cool. I really like Kasak. Like the shades of gray in the writing, that's something that I also really like about Guntarva. Guntarva is another of my favorites. Okay, let's see though. Huh? He's just leaving. And then, dodge. It's fire breath. And he's pulling the Dark Souls 2 Ancient Wyvern thing. Dad, what are you doing? Those places were already destroyed by them, and the Magician's Guild is right by the corner, so everyone in the area should have already taken refuge. That's right, the Magician's Guild, but where are the magicians? Don't tell me they're cooped up inside there just watching. Not surprising, considering the branch leader. That's Roosh, right? I love Roosh so much. And then, what a waste. I lost one of my lives for today. What kind of fire breath is that? I was gonna dodge it, but I couldn't even see it. Yeah, it was invisible. Isn't dragon breath supposed to be fire or lightning? Huda, we don't know what kind of attacks he'll use, so it'd be best to make him use his transcendental skills on you. That means I'm gonna have to get hit all by myself. If I do get hit by it, do you have a plan to beat him? Well, we can keep making him use his transcendental skills to use up his vigor, but we don't know how strong his other transcendental skills will be. Let it go, we can't fight him, says Ryagata. Huh? What do you mean? Invisible breath isn't used by just any dragon. To my knowledge, that's. Okay, you win. So damn strong. Okay, you're stronger than me when in human form. All good now? I see you still don't have your head on straight. Fine, you're stronger than me in any form. Happy now? My goodness, we aren't even from the same clan, yet you fight for hierarchy. Damn little weasel, if it weren't for your skills. Huya. We have heard that name before. Don't test my patience. I may not know happiness or sorrow, but I do know anger. Hey, this isn't fair. That's invisible fire. It's a relief only you're able to use it. Don't ever have a child. The possibility of there being another dragon with such a cheap skill makes me quiver. Huh? I thought it was a unique transcendental skill, no? Dragon breath is like that. It can be seen as a transcendental skill, but dragon halves take after their fathers in the type of fire they can use, so if he ever has a son, he'll be able to use fire breath like that as well. Don't worry, I have no plans of making a child Vasuki. Okay. That's why. Okay, that's why it was familiar. Does it look like I'd do something so cumbersome? We're gonna have to see about that. Who knows? Maybe one day you'll slip and fall down and hurt your head or something. Then you might chase after a woman, I would assume, rather than women. I think a woman would make more sense given the context, because of mental damage you got from the fall. Lunatic. Hey, it's sad enough that Sagara calls me a lunatic. Now you too? Ryagata, don't hang out with that lunatic. It could be infective. And then, of course, Ryagata did in fact hang out with the lunatic. The range seems to have gotten smaller, but it was the invisible fire breath. That means he must be Taksaka's son. Okay, so they actually know Kasak's father. If we attack him, now we'll make Taksaka our enemy. And that's so cool, because it proves that they were right about him eventually having kids, and a half at that. Hey, aren't dragons usually emotionless? Would he really care about a son? And again, this is something that people in my comments who have read for a long time actually said they didn't really think about the emotional resonance, the emotional resonance. Everybody in the building's crying. The emotional resonance with Kasak, whereas without the earrings, maybe the emotional resonance from whoever, like, the king happens to be, whoever the strongest dragon happens to be, maybe that is what makes them emotionless. And here Hura saying, hey, aren't dragons usually emotionless, might again, like, if it's a common thing with all of them, it might be that, where again, if the king has it, if the king has that personality, then that personality trait would rub off in some way on all of the ones from that clan, you would think. But then the only thing that gets in the way of that is I'm not 100% sure how much emotional resonance would affect halves. I guess it would affect halves though, because that was the whole thing during like the Cataclysm stuff when the halves and everything started killing all of the people that they were close to, and that's why halves started to be more like discriminated against, I guess is the right word to use. So yeah, I guess that would make sense that even though he's a half, he definitely would still deal with emotional resonance. So yeah, I really think that this further confirms that to me, with this being a common thing among dragons, makes me think that that means that, you know, anything that's common among any tribe or clan or whatever they're called of Shura, I would assume is because of emotional resonance, because that would make commonality between them. The fact that he has a son tells us that he isn't completely emotionless. What's more, Taksaka has never had a problem feeling anger. It looks like he's gonna use a big skill. It'd be great for us if he uses up his vigor quickly. He's so cool. My goodness, if I induce that, I'm really gonna die. And then induce is kind of a weird word. Maybe they just meant get hit by it. I really don't. This panel. Oh no, I love Hura. Hura's one of my favorites. Hura, you can die 10 more times today, so stop making a fuss and just die. And so Hura has a skill that they can die a certain amount of times each day, it would seem, from what they said before, and now this again. Ryagara, you have no heart. And then we have the Kabababam as the attack comes in. I understand why the Ashura clan only sent Hura. And then, so Ashura is Bug. I'm trying to get them all down, trying to commit them to memory. They're not all as easy as Garuda being birds. Hey, now that I think about it, this is just too much. Do you know what it's like to die and come back to life? Kya. Hura, just keep trying to bring out his transcendental skills and buy me some time. I'll go to someone who'll fight for us. Are they gonna maybe get Marina? If not, I feel like it would just have to be the king herself. It'd have to be Sagara. Does it look like I'm in any situation to buy you any time? Whenever I get hit directly, I die, and I can't resurrect endlessly. Kya. Someone to do the fighting for us. You don't mean... Yeah, it's Marina. He used up a lot of vigor to break the barrier, but Hura also used up the dragon's vigor as well. I think it will be an even match, and as time goes on, Marina will have the advantage. And if by any chance Taksaka finds out about this, we're gonna blame the Garuda. His target won't be the Ananta or Ashura tribe, but the Garuda tribe. Literally, they are just blame the Garuda tribe. That's good for us indeed. But Marina said he would take off after breaking the closed space. How are you going to persuade him? We just need to throw some bait. Bait that he can't refuse. To be continued. That was such an incredibly good chapter. I love Kasak and Agwan. I love Kasak and Agwan so much. And then on top of that, Ryagara is kind of just like your normal straight-laced kind of character so far. I don't dislike Ryagara. I'm interested in Cloche and Clofe. Again, I should really look at the Korean version of this chapter, or last chapter, or whatever chapter they were introduced in, actually. A few chapters back would probably be best, so that I can just look at what their names are in Korean, because if I read the Hangul, then I'll at least have a better idea. So, yeah, looking back at the Hangul might be best. I was going to say, oh, I could look at the wiki, and then I'm like, maybe not. I'm a bit too far behind for that. Would probably be spoiled. So that wouldn't be smart of me. There was something else I feel like I wanted to say about this chapter. Chapter very good. I like the new character. Like I said, I like the new characters. Huda is one of my favorite. I really like Agwin and Kasak. So let's read another. Let's go to chapter 74. Or rather, episode 74, but I'm just so used to saying chapter, so sorry if it's not what you'd prefer. But either way, let's start reading 74 here. The Night It Rained Fire, part 11, I would assume. And we're getting not used to the white panel flashbacks, assuming a flashback here. So you're going with Shuri. I'm pretty jealous of you. Make sure you behave, and especially be careful of what you eat. Yes, sir. So this is Yuta and Marana splitting up. Marana goes with Shuri Yuta goes with Shuri and Marana goes with Gandharva, I'm assuming here. And you said you were headed to Wilrarv? I heard there will be a lot of magicians. Will you be okay? And again, is this a different planet? Is this the realm of the Shuras? There's a lot going on in the lore of Kubera that I'll need to dig more deeply into in the future. And we have this one, kind of angelic looking Garuda Shura. Don't worry, big brother. Vishnu says that it's a good place to live. So I guess they're going with Vishnu to Rilrarv? Or maybe just going to Rilrarv together. But I might start saying Willarv rather than Wilrarv. I don't know. Tell me which one you think is better. I think Willarv is kind of easier to say. Wilrarv is more unique. But I will go with whichever is more correct in your eyes. So tell me which one you think is more correct to say. And I'll try to stick with that in the future. But it's a shame we won't be together. It's even more of a shame for me. After always being all by myself, I was so happy I suddenly got a cute brother and sister. But we're being separated so soon. It is only to hide the power of the name, so we won't be apart for too long. So this is hiding the power of the name. This is getting into some deep stuff. We'll meet soon, so let's stay strong. Yeah, stay strong, brother. I'll be waiting as a pretty lady, brothers. I look forward to it because I feel like, again, Monster Girl fan. I don't know if you can see on screen. Hold on. Oh no, today you see Frappy from My Hero Academia back there. Usually my mic's not quite in the way and you can see literally Wanda from One Piece, actual straight up furry figure right here behind me. But as a Monster Girl fan, I think the greatest potential for best girls in Kubera is probably also going to come from, sorry, had to sneeze. That was probably a really awkward jump cut. That one snuck up on me. The potential for best girl is probably coming more highly from the Shura than the humans or the gods, I would think. But either way, my hair is just getting everywhere. I'll be waiting as a pretty lady, brothers. And then, chapter 74, The Night It Rained Fire, 11. And we're seeing these attacks in the distance, Marana watching on. You were surprised, right? He is only 100-year-old half, yet he has a variety of such powerful skills. Looks like your comrades are having some trouble. Do you have time to come over here, Ryagara? I'm sure that you didn't throw away your pride to ask for my help when you hate me so much. I did come to ask for your help. How unexpected. But my role was only to break the barrier. I told you that I won't be attacking the city. I know. I won't ask you to attack the city. I just want you to stop that dragon half from getting in our way. Then I guess I just need to refuse right away. Marana, it'll not be good for you as well if we don't kill the human with the name of a god after all this. If we achieve nothing here, there will be no excuses you can make to Guntar. You messing with me right now? Do you really mean to say that you can't take care of one dragon half with your big army? I know the Ananta clan is weak, but this doesn't make sense even for you guys. Did you think I wouldn't notice that you're trying to dump the dirty work on me when you're completely capable? Damn it, I'm scared. Maybe I shouldn't have approached him by myself. And it's kind of true. They're attacking here, and I kind of thought the humans would be pretty screwed. But Kasak alone seems to be handling them despite just being a half. Which is kind of nuts. And Sagara herself just isn't getting involved yet. Maybe I shouldn't have approached him by myself. No, don't worry about it, Ryagata. Calm down and keep your cool. I'm sure he should be hungry from using his transcendental skills to break the closed space. Things could get difficult if I show weakness. Yeah, truthfully speaking, we can beat him without you, but there will be many casualties. I was sure that you could handle him without being killed. I don't think that's the only reason. You're hiding something. Marina, don't you want to find your siblings? If I give you a clue to where your siblings are, the Ananta tribe have just been true snakes, just really manipulating everybody. But especially Marina. Marina's getting manipulated quite a lot. If I give you a clue to where your siblings are, will you take out that dragon half? I'll decide after hearing the clue. Fine, I'll tell you first. You're confident. I'm sure you won't have a choice but to do what I ask, because this information is that vital. First, when you and your siblings were split up, you went with Kantarva to planet Karte, your half-brother went with Shuri to planet Isholi, and your younger sister, Kalavinka, came with Vishnu to this planet, Wilrarv. So I wonder then, if the other planets, I know things were all separated after the cataclysm or whatever, I don't know if that's the best word for it, but I keep calling it that, the upheaval, what have you. I wonder how important these other planets might be in the future. Or if we're just sticking to Wilrarv. Vishnu, who lived amongst the humans while taking care of Kalavinka, grew lonely and wanted the company of his Shura friends. Okay, sorry, just taking that in. But he couldn't call for Garuda, Shuri, or Gantarva since they all had to split up to take Garuda's children out of harm's way. Okay, so Garuda's children would have been in trouble, so he asked his next closest friend to come and keep company. Without any hesitation, his friend agreed to come to Vishnu and gave his nest to the Shuras closest to him. He was the second in command of the Vritra tribe, the Dragon of Destruction, Taksaka. So Taksaka's the second in command, and the dragons are the Vritra. Trying to get this information down as best I can. Taksaka stayed in the human realm for a long time and returned to the Shura realm not long before the upheaval. There was a rumor that he fell in love with a human and had a half-son during a stay in the human realm, but that rumor didn't last long because everyone was afraid of Taksaka. Everything I've said to you so far has been liable information since I was living in his nest at the time when I heard this. Okay. I heard that Taksaka left for the human realm after Vishnu called for him. Then he came back to the Shura realm after his human wife died, and I also heard him talk to Vasuki about his half-son. That was a long story, but what's your point? I don't see what part of that story has anything to do with my siblings. Are you saying that dragon half over there is Taksaka's son or something? Yes. I mean, who else would it be? Since Taksaka came to the human realm because Vishnu asked him to, he must have been in close contact with Vishnu, which also means there's a high chance that his son saw Vishnu and your sister Kalavinka, who was under Vishnu's care, which is crazy because it feels like we've been closer in proximity story-wise to, obviously, Yuta and Shuri. So to instead be like, oh no, actually, the connection here is to Kalavinka is really just an interesting new connection for us, who was under Vishnu's care, which results in the chance that the dragon half might know where Kalavinka may be. How was that? That's some useful information, right? Of course, here's the thing. If I was Marina, I would think that if I was Ryagara and I had to tell me a lie to convince me to go along with this, that'd kind of be the lie to tell. So it's like, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, that would be the lie to tell if you were lying to me. How was that? That was some useful information, right? Whether you appeal to his empathy or take him down by force, it's your job to get any more information out of him. But dragons are very cold and indifferent, so you should know better than to think he would have pity for your story. I wonder if Marina is going to end up using Agwen against Kasak, then putting her in danger perhaps and kind of forcing his hand, because then story-wise that both forces him into a position where he shows love for his daughter, which is something that is a deep thing for Agwen's character, but also it continues Marina's story of being a character who's doing a lot of bad things, but it seems like he's trying to do good things in a general overall sense, but in an individual sense, he's doing really messed up things to get there. The road to hell being paved with good intentions and all that. So that kind of makes me think it could happen, because it fits in both with Marina's character and with Agwen and Kasak's. But moving along. What did you say? You left the priestess next to the closed space dome by herself? At least 1 or 2 people should have stayed with her. How could you be so careless, Hoop? She can't control what she says sometimes. I'm sure she blurted it out without thinking, and then covering her mouth. It's okay. It's all my fault anyways. At least you know. And then Lorraine immediately switching up, at least you know. Anyway, seeing that the closed space is completely broken. It seems the priestess has collapsed or something. For now, we should let the priestess rest until her vigor is replenished. Until then, I'll take care of the barrier. Thanks, Lorraine. I feel much safer now that you're here. Anyway, head of the Magician's Guild branch. What? What is that translation? I guess anyway, the head of the Magician's Guild branch isn't here as expected, huh? Head of the Magician's Guild branch, tons of exclamation points, isn't here as expected, huh? What? I'm sorry, what? If I can't push Roosh out of that seat at the next Magician's meeting, I'm going to get married next year. And I think that I did look up the characters for Roosh's name, and that's why I pronounce it as Roosh. So hopefully I'm not wrong on that one. Then maybe I should, or maybe I could expect something nice this year. Barrier protection disabled. Here, let's go in. Brilith! Priestess, I'm here. Or no, that would be the opposite tones that I used. It should be more like Brilith and Priestess, I'm here. And then we have the stone and everything destroyed. It's empty. Oh my god, what happened? I think someone broke through the protection from the outside and dragged her out. What? Break through? Then should I activate the closed space first? Okay, that isn't the stone destroyed. That was the glass on the ground. I thought having the shot of that and then the shattered stuff on the ground, I thought that those were more like 3-dimensional, like chunks of stone. But no, that's just the glass from the window. The stone is still fine. What? Break through? Then should I activate the closed space first? No, there's no use in doing that right now. It should be better to fight with magic at this point. The Shuras are already in the city. Shuras are already in. When are reinforcements arriving? Well, Mr. Kasak is already here. It looks like he's taking care of the vicinity around the Magician's Guild. The problem is the Magic Academy. There's a large Shura attacking the Atera Magic Academy, and another at the Maryhorn Academy. It looks like half of the Maryhorn building is already destroyed. What? We can't just watch this. I'm going down there. What are you going to do by yourself? I'll have to stop them with everything I've got. With the comfortable lives we have in normal days, wouldn't it be the duty for magicians to risk their life for situations like this? Well, you are right, but we have some hope since Mr. Kasak is at the Magician's Guild. If the rest of us join forces with the Academy teachers, it'll be possible to fight the Shuras while they're separated. Huh? What's wrong? The Shura that was at Maryhorn is going towards the Atera Magic Academy. Damn it. Beating them will be much harder if 2 Shuras that size get together. I'm gonna have to keep at least one of them busy. I'm sure the teachers will handle the other one. Hoti Asfiens, Hoti Kubera. Will you be alright by yourself? Should I come with you? Or should I come with? No. You go find the priestess. But that thing took out a whole academy by itself. Are you sure about going alone? That's dangerous. Bhavati Kubera. And then she flies off. She didn't even think twice. She sure knows how to get things done. She does have an aggressive personality, but I think she could be a good leader of the guild branch. We have not seen humans do things that are, you know, Asha's done kind of cool things, but with all the crazy feats we've been seeing from Shuras, we have not seen humans do things that crazy yet, really. So I think it'd be super cool to see some magicians doing some cool stuff here. She does have an aggressive... I mean, they called down the beam of light from the sky, but that was kind of just random characters, and it was a team attack. But you get what I mean. Just, I'd like to hype up some of these humans a bit. She does have an aggressive personality, but I think she could be a good branch, or a good leader of the guild branch. Okay, good. I'm going to recommend Heidi over Rouge. And then, Lorraine, you're acting strange. It would be normal to be worrying if we'll actually be alive to attend the next meeting, but you look calm for some reason. Is there something you can rely on? Huh? No, of course not. Anyway, they dragged Brilith out, so she's probably not dead. We should send the guards out. Yes, I'll look forward to. Okay. We have these attacks coming down. I love this adorable little chibi Huda running. How much longer do I have to keep this up? I only have 5 more lives left. I think the dragon caught on to our plan. He stopped using big attacks, and he's not even trying to aim at you, Pingara. There's a chance that Ryagara failed in persuading Marana. Okay, so this is Ringa, or Pingara. So then Clophe and Cloche are probably the winged serpent and the brownish one. Right? Just thinking. But either way, trying to get that down. I think I might have mistaken Pingara for Clophe earlier, but Clophe is probably, they were the two that were attacking the academies, maybe, that are going to meet up, maybe. Again, trying to make, you know, logic of this. Hey, stop acting as if you have nothing to do with this. I'm serious, Pingara. Are you listening? And then, Dad, hold on. Why do you only keep going for the small Shuras? I think he can't, or the small Shuras. Shura it should maybe be singular. I think he can't die after seeing him revive every time. And again, I think they can't die after seeing them revive every time, but again, with the translation, they're just assuming. I can't aim. All the attacks go to the smaller one. That's why I keep going for the smaller ones. It must be some kind of transcendental skill, but I'm sure he'll hit his limit if I keep this up. Okay, so the attacks are like, it forces their attacks towards them. I think your vigor's going to be used up before that. Wouldn't it be better for you to go down and fight them instead of using transcendental skills? Or I would if I were here by myself, but you're here to get in my way. He didn't have to say that He didn't have to say that I would get in his way like that. Am I just a burden to my dad? And then, Snatch. I heard you were dull, but I didn't realize how slow you were until now. Are all dragons like this? He looks back. And then, you wouldn't be carrying around a human who means nothing to you. That means it'll be easier than I thought to get you out of the city. Okay, and Marina did grab her. And then to be continued, good cliffhanger to end on. Those were a really good 3 chapters. A lot of people, when I started reading this arc, were like, oh, this is the best arc. Oh, we're starting some of the best stuff. And really, really, this arc has been incredibly good. Very, very good. I love the character work going on, love the action going on. Getting to see more of the Shuras is awesome. This has kind of been a Shuras in technically half game, so to speak. The humans haven't been that cool, though we have gotten good and cool character development for them. So it would be neat to see Irie and Lorraine and some of the others doing some really cool stuff, but we'll see where things go. Either way, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to end this here so I can go ahead and try to get this posted. Thank you for watching. Like if you did like the video. Comment down there to tell me what you thought of these chapters, my first thoughts and reaction. Subscribe for more. Kubera, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, we can talk there. Just ask and I can give you a link. And then... Sorry, losing my train of thought. If you want to help support the channel, you can drop a super thanks down below if you would like to. Or if you would like to get a shout out at the end of every video, get One Piece videos a bit early, you can hit join down below to become a channel member. Go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a channel patron. And Yeah, thank you so much to people who are patrons and channel members. Thank you to Chosen Regular Evan Holly, Magical Girls, Evernonos Miller Dog and Abyss Knight, Cheriton Student David Langstaff, Slayer Candidates, SGN Stance Eater, and Pure Element Patiardi Owl. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.